Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, July 12. Property tax collection continues to outstrip projections. $3.7 billion has been collected in the first quarter of this fiscal year. That's $400 million more than the $3.3 billion collected for the same period last fiscal year. Finance Minister Audley Shaw says that if the collection trend continues, government will surpass the record-breaking $7.62 billion collected in the 2016-2017 fiscal year. He says the figure shows that Jamaicans are becoming more tax compliant.
The performance, therefore, indicates a maturity of our mechanisms as we move as a government toward more proactive and creative collection methods. But it also underscores the willingness of our citizens who are invaluable stakeholders in the process.
The Finance Minister made the comments at an appreciation luncheon for the All-Island Property Tax team in Montego Bay recently. The well-being of the country's visitors and citizens is being further secured with the launch of a tourism health initiative. The Tourism Health Information, Monitoring and Response Systems program will collate health information on visitors and workers of the industry at central locations such as places of entry. The data will be used to better manage the affairs of the sector's players. It's an initiative of the Ministries of Tourism and Health in collaboration with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPA, and is jointly funded by the Inter-American Development Bank. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the program will promote the development of a sustainable and profitable tourism product in the Caribbean.
Tourism is measured in a far more complex way. It's not just the arrivals or the earnings, but it's a series of interconnected values that it gives in the very long and sometimes endless chain. And health is such a key part of that chain of connection, from which we secure the integrity and reputation of your destination.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica's cruise subsector is still on a strong growth path. His statement follows the announcement of a temporary withdrawal of 2 cruise ships from the port of Falmouth in Trelawney. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines has not included Falmouth calls for its new vessel Symphony of the Seas. Calls for its Allure of the Seas cruise ship will also be suspended between April and December 2018. In a press statement issued Tuesday, Minister Bartlett said that while Falmouth would lose some passenger traffic, the overall growth in cruise numbers for the Montego Bay and Ocho Rios ports would offset those losses and result in continued growth in cruise visitor numbers. Between January 1 and May 31 this year, Jamaica saw 885,231 cruise passenger arrivals, a 5.4% increase over the same period last year. That growth trajectory is expected to continue. Bee farmers in Hanover and adjoining parishes are now benefiting from a $27 million state-of-the-art honey extraction and bottling facility. Built by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, the facility was handed over recently to the Hanover Bee Farmers Cooperative Society. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, J.C. Hutchinson, says the facility will improve market access and increase earnings from honey production.
The opening of this facility is in keeping with the Ministry's emphasis on moving primary production of agricultural produce along the value chain towards full commercialization.
The island's beekeeping industry has seen an explosion with 48,000 registered and managed hives, 247,000 gallons of honey produced, and the direct employment of 3,000 persons in 2016. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has ordered an audit of the cell phone bills of ministers and ministers of state. This is to confirm the accuracy of information in the public domain about the high cell phone bills being incurred for roaming and data charges among ministers. The audit was one of the outcomes of a meeting Mr. Holness convened with ministers ahead of Tuesday's sitting of Parliament. Calling the situation unacceptable and one that needed to be immediately addressed, Prime Minister Holness also instructed that cell phone expenses be capped. The Ministry of Finance will, in a week's time, advise the minister on the appropriate amount for the cap to be applied to the minister's cell phone bills. Any amount exceeding the cap will be the responsibility of the respective ministers unless otherwise approved by the permanent secretary in that ministry. Once the capped figure has been arrived at, the ministers have agreed to reimburse government retroactively for the amount exceeding the cap. In the meantime, the Ministry of Finance will review and report on the respective policies for the provision of communication services, including cell phones operating in the various ministries. This is to allow Cabinet to make a comprehensive decision on how communication services and expenses for ministers are treated. And to further execute the Andrew Holness administration's frugal use of public resources, the Minister of Technology has been tasked with discussing with the island's telecoms providers a cell phone and data package for government ministers. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.